Hi, I'm Jason Wheeler with your headlines from North Texas. Confirmed cases of New World screwworm in the U.S. now stand at 27, with all but one of those cases here in Texas. And that's just the start of bad news for your 4th of July burger. Cole Sullivan explains why the price you're paying for beef just keeps going up.
This is a final goodbye to brisket.
We've seen it coming for a little while.
Ryan Siegler's Mija Barbecue served its final slice this weekend. His restaurant in Cedar Hill, south of Dallas, closed for good Saturday.
Chicken will go up, it'll go down, pork up and down. The thing about Texas barbecue, beef is king.
A brisket sandwich.
And he says he and his customers...
Is that all for you? Yes. Beef 40, 58.
Just can't afford it anymore.
I think over a third of my grocery cost is just that one item, just brisket.
The price of beef, brisket or burger, keeps moving up. 13% higher this summer compared to last. And the USDA projects beef will outpace inflation and could go up another nearly 10% by December.
Really, it looks like we're really doing really good, but it's costing to raise that protein. Our expenses are definitely going up as well.
John C. Bryan and his wife Beth are 6th-generation Central Texas ranchers. They say it's supply and demand, and we can't get enough.
Protein is king, and everybody loves beef, and we love that. But overall, the supply is down.
The feds say the number of cows nationwide is at its lowest in 75 years. One reason, widespread and persistent drought.
Those cows eat grass, and so when they don't have the grass, we can't maintain those herd sizes that we've had in years past.
There's no quick fix. You can't raise a cow overnight.
And what to drink.
And some just can't pay that price anymore.
I can't pass that cost on to the customer because they definitely can't afford that.
Bad news for brisket and for 4th of July burgers. In Dallas, I'm Cole Sullivan.
Arlington Pride is coming back after the organization canceled its event this year following changes that the city made to its anti-discrimination ordinance last year. Brittany Costello just spoke with city leaders about what made the celebration possible again.
What started as a small celebration has grown over the years into one of the biggest Pride events in all North Texas. DJ Johannesson is CEO of Help Center for LGBTQ+ Health, the organizer of Arlington Pride.
It's a celebration of us coming together as a community, being who we are.
For the first time in 4 years, that celebration did not happen. Johannesson said they canceled it following a debate at City Hall late last year.
We're getting directions that are forcing municipalities all over the country to make adjustments.
When Johannesson says council members stripped the city of its anti-discrimination protections.
With all of the angst and concerns that were going on, we really had to be concerned about the safety of the people who attended.
While the ordinance itself hasn't changed since the vote last year, Johannesson says something else has, and it means Pride is back for 2027.
First of all, the people have spoken.
He says with the outcome of the most recent local elections, he's ready to get back to the table.
Arlington Mayor Jim Ross says he's happy to hear that Pride will be back next year. He says the city is having ongoing conversations with the organization and plans to get the community involved later this year.
Those conversations are enough for Johannesson.
There were no bottom lines thrown down, except for you have to tell us that you're willing to engage in conversation and finding solutions, whatever those may be.
He is hopeful. In Arlington, I'm Brittany Costello.
The city of Fort Worth is hearing from residents ahead of possible changes to zoning for data centers. And if a new poll is any indication, Cowtown can expect plenty of pushback. Luke Clary breaks down the numbers and shows how companies behind these big projects are trying to sway public opinion.
There are strong feelings in rural Texas about the expansion of data centers.
So the D starts here and then the no goes up there.
This Red Oak couple decided to spell it out.
I said, well, at least he spelt it right. That's good.
An unmistakable sign for anyone flying south of Dallas.
No more data centers. I don't want them in my neighborhood.
They're not alone. A new poll by the Texas Politics Project shows a majority of Texans oppose the construction of data centers in their community, including nearly 2/3 of rural Texans. Research Director Joshua Blank.
And surely they're aware that they're fighting an uphill battle with public opinion, and they're making a greater effort to try to show that they're not as costly on the communities as they appear.
And companies are responding to concerns about intensive energy and water consumption. Microsoft struck a deal with Chevron to provide dedicated power to its data center in West Texas. Google announcing a $10 million investment in Texas water projects. And the newly launched Texas National Security Council, a nonprofit advocacy group, has hired former DPS Director Steve McCraw.
But it's a national security imperative. If we lose the race for AI, and frankly, it is a race with AI with China right now, it compromises our capability, our military capability, tenfold.
McCraw says the industry has to do better.
Yeah, they need to be more proactive in terms of talking to the communities themselves, plain and simple.
But for now, more rural communities think like they do.
Makes me proud. I'm fighting for my community.
Clear-cut signs of opposition to the data center boom. In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
Almost a full year now after the deadly flash floods swept across central Texas and the Hill Country, the long effort to recover is still going on. Here's Teresa Woodard with that.
The water rose 27 feet in 45 minutes. It washed away 2,000 homes and created 3 million cubic yards of debris. Giant walls of waste. But out of ruin comes renewal.
You're in Habitat's Mariposa community right here.
Habitat for Humanity is building a community in Kerr County. 44 affordable homes, the first 10 for victims of the flood.
I get many comments of like, I can't believe that this would happen to me. I can't believe that someone cared enough to help us.
The deluge came July 4th. By July 5th, this small rural chapter of a large international organization knew it was destined to help.
Habitat is the second phase of disaster, not the muck and gut in that part of it, or the search and rescue. And so we were just waiting and chomping at the bit to do it.
Within 2 months, they had a plan.
We went from building 5 houses a year to 33.
And within 12 months, residents.
Significa mucho. Significa mucho.
Lorena Chimal, who worked and lived at Heart of the Hills Camp for Girls, among the first. Habitat gifted her this home.
Es felicidad y pues todavía no creo que me hayan regalado mi casita.
The agency is also repairing 40 other family homes and giving people jobs.
And made a decision as an affiliate to only use local subcontractors and local suppliers. So right now we've reinvested about $2.9 million back into the economy.
None of this would be possible without Texans opening their hearts.
Kerr County doesn't feel alone.
Donations continue fueling recovery in a county starting to look like home again.
And that is Teresa Woodard with the last word there. Those are your headlines from North Texas.